Ani stands before a magnificent golden scale, his heart pounding, if it still could. Before him, the jackal-headed god Anubis carefully weighs Ani's heart against a single pure ostrich feather. Everything has led to this moment. Ani wasn't just a legend, he was real, a scribe from the grand city of Thebes in the 13th century BCE. The scene unfolding comes straight from his Book of the Dead, a breathtaking 78-foot papyrus scroll, meticulously crafted to guide him to immortality. At first, only pharaohs had access to such powerful funerary texts, but over time, the Egyptians came to believe that even ordinary people could earn a place in the afterlife, if they had the courage and the wisdom to pass its harrowing trials. Ani's epic journey begins with his death. His body is placed in the hands of skilled priests who undertake the sacred process of mummification. Every organ is carefully removed, except the heart, the core of emotion, memory, and intelligence. It is then packed with natron, a powerful salt that draws out moisture, and wrapped in linens soaked with protective resins. Woven into these wrappings are magical charms, and at the very center lies the most crucial of all, his heart scarab amulet, an artifact that could mean the difference between eternal paradise and complete obliteration. For 2 long months, Ani's body is prepared, but his spirit, that must prove itself in the treacherous realm of the Duat, the Egyptian underworld. The Duat is not for the faint-hearted. It is a place of endless caverns, burning lakes of fire and towering gates guarded by monstrous creatures, serpents, crocodiles, and grotesque half-human beasts with names like He Who Dances in Blood. And in the darkness, the ultimate terror lurks. Apep, the colossal serpent of chaos, waiting to strike and consume Ani's very soul. But Ani is no ordinary traveler. He has his Book of the Dead, a personalized arsenal of spells, prayers, and secret codes designed to unlock gates, banish demons, and outwit even the most cunning of foes. Step by step, he moves through the dangers, dodging Apep's hungry gaze and conquering every challenge in his path. At last, he reaches the Hall of Maat, the goddess of truth and justice. But his greatest test is yet to come. 42 gods sit in judgment, their divine eyes piercing through his very being. One by one, Ani must address them, calling each by name and declaring a sin he has not committed. This is his negative confession, his last chance to prove he has lived a righteous life. I have not made anyone cry. I have not been an eavesdropper. I have not polluted the water. But let's be real. Ani wasn't perfect. No one is. That's where the heart scarab amulet comes in. Inscribed with the words, "Do not stand as a witness against me." It is designed to keep Ani's own heart from betraying him. No inconvenient memories of listening in on the neighbor's argument. No sudden reminders of the time he rinsed his feet in the sacred Nile. The gods hear only what Ani wants them to hear. And now, the moment of truth, the weighing of the heart. If Ani's heart is heavy, weighed down with sin, Amit, the monstrous devourer of souls, will consume it. Part crocodile, part leopard, part hippopotamus. She is a nightmare made flesh, and her judgment is final. If Ani fails, he will be erased from existence, lost forever. The scale tips, the feather flutters, silence fills the hall. Ani's heart is pure. Relief floods through him as Ra, the mighty sun god, takes his hand and leads him forward. At last he stands before Osiris, god of the underworld. With a solemn nod, Osiris grants him entry into paradise, the field of reeds, an eternal land of peace and abundance. Here, Ani is reunited with his loved ones. There is no suffering, no pain, no sorrow, but there is work to be done. Like all souls in paradise, Ani must cultivate a plot of land, a task made easier with the help of his Shabti doll, a small figure placed in his tomb to serve him in the afterlife. Today, Ani's Book of the Dead rests in the British Museum, a relic of one man's desperate, daring quest for eternity. But his true fate? That remains a mystery. Perhaps even now Ani walks through golden fields, basking in the warm glow of the sun, tending his crops with the quiet joy of one who has conquered death itself.